Social Security is more than a government program that provides retirement benefits. It's a federal program that also provides disability benefits to workers who are disabled and survivor benefits to family members, in particular children of those who have passed away. However, in this video, I'm only going to deal with retirement benefits. I am personally counting on Social Security as one of my sources of income when I retire. A part of our paycheck goes towards paying into Social Security whether we like it or not, and you can look at your W-2 statements to see exactly how much. So it's reasonable to expect to reap the benefits when we retire. Now, the younger generation of workers are getting concerned that while they are paying a portion of their hard-earned money so that the older generation can receive their monthly Social Security checks from the government, there might not be enough money left for these younger people by the time they themselves retire. I'm going to tell you the bottom line first and then go over what you should know about Social Security benefits. The bottom line is yes, the Social Security trust funds are set to run out of money, but the Social Security Administration is telling the public that according to their best projection, folks do not have to worry because Social Security will be around and will pay benefits. Except starting in year 2034, the benefit amount might get reduced to 77% of what they would have been otherwise.
What is the future of Social Security? Social Security is fully funded through year 2034. The question has been asked whether the Social Security Fund was ever in trouble in the past. As a matter of fact, in 1982, the assets of the Social Security Fund from which retirement benefits are paid were on the brink of being depleted, but Congress enacted legislation to avoid this. I have a feeling that Congress will come through again to fix the problem in the future. But if they fail to act and no legislative changes are made to resolve solvency before 2034, our government would still be able to pay Social Security benefits, although it would be at a reduced level.
What the Social Security Administration is advising people is that Social Security should make up only about 40% of your retirement income, and you need to supplement Social Security with other sources of income. If you rely entirely on Social Security payments, then you could be in trouble because that's not going to be enough, at least for most people.
Now, how do you qualify for retirement benefits? You earn quote-unquote credits when you work and pay Social Security taxes. You need 40 credits to be able to receive Social Security benefits. Each $1,360 in earnings gives you 1 credit, and you can earn a maximum of 4 credits per year.
The take-home message is that you need to have worked and paid Social Security taxes. The simplest thing to remember is that you need to have worked for at least 10 years. According to the current formula, you need to have earned at least $5,440 per year for 10 years. That's not a whole lot. If you earn less than about $5,400 or $5,500 in a year, then you would need to work for more than 10 years. Now, the amount of your monthly Social Security check will be based on your work history and your earnings during the years that you worked.
The way they determine the amount is by first taking the monthly average of your 35 highest earning years.
So let's say you work for 40 years, then only 35 of those years will be counted, and the 35 years that get selected to calculate the average monthly earnings will be the years in which you had the highest annual income. So, working longer than 35 years could help bring up your monthly average if you are adding to your record the work years from later part of your career when your annual salary is likely to be higher than what your salary was during the early years of your career. The flip side of that is if you only work 25 years, for example, then $0 would get figured in for the remaining 10 out of 35 years that go into calculating the monthly average. So that would bring your average down.
Here's what's nice. The wages from years past are adjusted for inflation, and the result is average indexed monthly earnings. So let's say you earn just $20,000 per year at your very first job 40 years ago. Social Security adjusts that amount to what those $20,000 would be in today's dollars or whenever you file to receive benefits. And then a formula is applied to this average monthly earnings amount to calculate your monthly benefit amount. And the exact formula is shown on this slide. The formula is 90% of your first $926 plus 32% of earnings over $926 through $5,583 plus 15% of earnings over $5,583. For example, if your average monthly earnings are $5,800, then your monthly benefit would be $2,356. And the next slide shows the math that went into deriving the $2,356 amount.
But there is a cap on the benefit amount. So after a certain amount in earnings, it doesn't matter if your average monthly earnings are $100,000 or $1 million a month. Your Social Security benefits are not going to be super high.
And this slide shows what the maximum amounts are. According to the Social Security Administration, the most that an individual who files for Social Security retirement benefits in year 2020 can receive per month is $3,790 for someone who files at age 70, $3,011 for someone who files at full retirement age, which would be age 66 in 2020, and $2,265 for someone who files at age 62. I'm going to go over the details of why and how the amounts differ for these different age groups in the Part 2 video.
The last item I'm going to mention in this Part 1 video is on the topic of creating an online account. Everyone who worked and paid Social Security taxes used to get a Social Security statement mailed to them every year by the Social Security Administration. But this stopped some years ago. Now, you won't receive the statement unless you are 60 years old or older. But this statement is kind of fun to see because it gives a projection of how much money you could get paid every month in Social Security benefits in the future. And this estimate is based on your real earnings in the Social Security Administration database, as well as how much they think you will continue to earn until you retire. It also shows your entire earnings history vis-a-vis a list of your annual income for every year since the very first year you started working. And they know when you didn't work or didn't have any reported income. And those years will get listed showing $0. This is good to review because it can include mistakes, and you really want to check and fix any mistakes that could negatively affect your average monthly income calculation. For folks who are younger than 60 and don't automatically get sent these statements, you can access all of this information anytime online by creating a personal account. This is so simple to do and takes no time at all. However, I should mention one thing that could be frustrating, and I'm speaking from experience, and that is if you have a fraud alert or security freeze on your credit report, then you can't create an account. You'll have to temporarily lift the fraud alert or the freeze to be able to create an account. I actually had to place a fraud alert and freeze on my credit report because I was a victim of identity theft. Twice, as a matter of fact, and maybe I'll post an instructive video about that in the future.
Okay, this slide shows the URL for the Social Security Administration site where you can go to create an account. The second part of this video is going to cover additional information that I hope folks will find useful, and you can find the link to that video in the description box below. And please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.